we go. Hello, good evening. Abuse is destructive. The definition of abuse is cruel and violent treatment of a person or animal. What does this have to do with reinvention? My guest today suffered from abuse and then reinvented herself to become a mentor, a coach, and supporter of women who want out of that cycle. I'm going to introduce her in a bit. In the meantime, I want to welcome you to Unstuck, the Road to Reinvention. I'm Lisa Kneller. I am a Reinvention life coach, and I help women flourish through the use of positive psychology, self-coaching techniques, and transformative conversation. So if you want to learn more about what I do, you can go to lisanellercoaching.com. And if you are an empty nesting woman, I have a special site for you. It's called reinventionlifecoach.com. And there I have a free video series that teaches you how to start the reinvention process from the ground up. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. And I want to introduce my guest. So my guest today is Brandi Powell. She is the founder of Village of the Valley, otherwise known and called VOTV. It's a nonprofit organization based in Phoenix, Arizona, and which is also known. So Phoenix is known as Valley of the Sun. So when we say Village of the Valley, that's why, because Phoenix is the Valley of the Sun. And this organization is dedicated to helping women heal from trauma and abuse and empowering them to be the best they can be. As a survivor of abuse, Brandi Powell's empathy for the women who are struggling in our communities is far-reaching. From broken relationships with family and friends to understanding a person's self-worth, Brandi's experience in helping women on their healing journey is broad and deep. In 2011, Brandi began a journey of healing from the wounds of past pain and abuse. During this time of growth and renewal, a new passion arose in her to help other women find the same hope and healing she did. This is her reinvention story. In 2015, Brandi left her staff position at a church to pursue the call to support these women. Since that time, Brandi has focused on coaching, empowering, and encouraging women who have experienced and survived pain and or abuse. She has guided women from all walks of life to discover the freedom and power they have to overcome adversity. In 2017, with her conviction that every woman matters and her skill at coaching, she created the nonprofit Village of the Valley. VOTV seeks to empower women in meeting their personal development goals to move forward into a place of freedom. And I just want to say I'm on the board of VOTV. So this is kind of a plug for a cause that I believe in and that I'm serving. And I want to welcome you, Brandi. I'm really grateful that you're here and really excited to learn more about your passion and your purpose and hear more about VOTV. So welcome.
Thanks. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you taking time to let me be here. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, let's start with your reinvention story. So you were young, naive, yeah? And in an abusive relationship. Yeah, like many women out there. So obviously, you know you're not alone. So tell us what happened and how you knew you had to leave.
Well, I spent 8 years in a relationship that I shouldn't have spent 8 years in. I mean, I was the person that looks at women who are abused, like you see a story on TV or something, and say to myself, why can't you just leave? Just get up and leave, right? That's the person I was. And then I found myself in it, and I was thick in it. It didn't start out as to be this overtly abusive kind of thing. It just evolved slowly over time into a pretty violent relationship. And I knew I needed to leave, but I just could not do it. And I didn't have children with this person, which makes it easier to leave. I mean, I had my own income. It was small. So, I mean, I wasn't necessarily going to be out on the street. I had family who could take me in and support me to a degree. So why on earth did I just stay? I don't know. I wish I had the answer to that question. I'd help a lot more people if I had the perfect answer, but I don't know if there is one. I just know for me, I couldn't seem to cut the ties that kept us bound together. But I kind of hit rock bottom in that relationship. There was some sexual abuse that had happened, and after that occurred, I just took a whole other look at myself, and I knew something had to change. And because I'm way into self-help, probably too much, I always have been, my go-to is get resources, get help, figure it out. So I go and I get a book and I read up on, abuse and what it is and what it means. I had an amazing woman at my job who was like a grandmother to me. She loved me, cared about me, didn't judge me. I tell her everything, and she still was there for me. She was at that point in my life, really supporting me. And so that was the time. All those couple of things just came online, and I knew a change needed to happen. I even went so far as to totally try to figure out what spirituality meant. Totally never having any background in that, and just devoted myself to spiritual practice. And that was all that change just happened, and I was able to leave once and for all and not go back.
Good for you. And I have known other women who have been in very similar situations, one for a very short amount of time and one for equally as long as you were in it. And you look at these women and you go, she's so beautiful, she's so smart, like, why? Mm-hmm. There is a reason, and whatever that reason is, it's translated into now you having had that experience and able to help other people heal from it. So, mm-hmm. So I think maybe you answered this, but there's something inside yourself that in your heart and in your head that knows you need to take care of yourself. Do you know how you knew that? Like, can you feel that in your body somewhere? Like, how could you feel that?
Well, it took me a long time to really understand that I needed to take care of myself. I mean, really. And I'm talking like within like maybe the past, I don't know, 6 years. I mean, I have emotional neglect in my family. So you just keep going. You just go hard, push hard. Nothing else matters, right? And so for me and my personality, I'm a very driven person already. Emotionally neglecting myself, taking care of myself, even going to the doctor, right? Nope, just go power through. That's all my whole life, power through. So it took me a long time to really realize that I was doing that, for one, and for two, how detrimental that is to me and to the person that I'm supposed to be influencing, my daughter. I was teaching her those same things to neglect. So I would say just within the past 6 years, I've begun to really understand how important that is. I know when I'm doing it now. I know when I'm being neglectful. I actually make myself and force myself to do the things I don't want to do. Make the phone call to the doctor when there's something wrong, right? Go out, get off the couch and go get that glass of water that you haven't had today. I mean, I know that taking care of our bodies is important. I know that, but for me, it's just always been like the last thing you do. There's way more important things to do, like get everything else done. So for me, I try to do more of that now. I really am aware of it, and I hold myself more accountable to it.
That's good. That's really a good thing, because this is one of my things when I'm coaching, is telling my clients that self-care is the secret sauce really to being, and I got that from my coach, Lainey Smith. I have to just acknowledge that she taught me that as long as you take care of yourself, then you just really have way more to give. And you can create from a place of inspired joy, So it really makes a difference, and people don't realize it until they finally do it. And then they're like, oh, I feel so good. Just to take a nap.
And I always found myself expecting other people to meet my needs, but yet I wasn't meeting my own needs. So I'd be real irritated if my husband wasn't, mentally like perceiving what I thought he should be doing for me. Even though I hadn't expressed it, even though I hadn't talked about it, hadn't even really done anything for myself in that way. And then I'd be really irritated with someone else. So for me, I was like, okay, I also am teaching him how to treat me. So if I don't value myself, if I don't speak up for myself and express those things that I need for myself, how in the world is he ever going to know? How am I going to hold him to some expectation that really isn't fair? So I'm better. Listen, I don't got it down. He'll tell you, the first one to tell you. But I try more to be much more aware of my self-care and how I'm doing with it.
That's awesome. Okay, so what do you see in yourself now that you didn't see in yourself when you were younger?
That's a fun question. Because for almost all of my life, I have been ashamed of really strong pieces of me. My strength, my drive, my perseverance, my directness. I feel like if I was a dude, I would have gotten a pass, no problem. But I feel like because I'm a female, that makes it really hard, right? I'm too much, or I'm too direct, or I'm too whatever. But what I have learned is that these are really strong, great leadership qualities that we want people to have, and we work with people to try to increase in some of these areas, right? Now that I'm 44, I understand these are valuable traits that sometimes, yes, I can go too far with, I got that. But most often I'm wired this way, and it's appropriate, it's okay, it's valuable. People like me are needed. And when I did a little bit of research on the Enneagram, which is a personality assessment tool that some progressive Christians are into. I enjoy it. And one of the things is, being this number 8, which is the challenger. And when I started reading up about all of that and what that meant, I didn't feel condemned. I felt, oh my gosh, now I understand. This truly is me. And it's okay to be me, and I can stop feeling bad to be me. I can speak up like I have been, even though it's not always well received. I can speak up and be myself and know that that's the way I'm made. And I'm needed and valued in that. So, and that's only been within the past few years. I mean, it's like, we talked about reinventing back at that young age of 22, but I almost feel like, boy, every maybe 10 years or so, you go through this new space and you're in a new place to see yourself in some ways maybe you haven't accepted before. That for sure is true with my story, for sure.
I love that you brought up the Enneagram, because next week I'm interviewing an Enneagram expert. And I can totally see your 8-ness. And actually, because I'm a 9, I have an 8 wing, but I have very little 8 in me. I'm more of a 1 wing, but I have 1 and 8 on both sides of me. Nobody knows what we're talking about, probably. Except Lauren Dick, who I know is watching tonight. And she's becoming an expert. She's been studying it for, 15 years or something. And so we talk about this a lot. And the 8 dominant type is very strong. And I see that in you as a leader, as the founder and CEO of VOTV, and how you lead the organization. And I'm just like kind of in awe, because those strengths aren't really in me. I have different ones, you know? So it's really cool that you're so aware of that. And I just wanted to know if there was anything else that you wanted to talk about in terms of your healing, like what kind of support you got, because there are women out there who are going through what you went through and who may see this video someday. And I'd like for you to encourage them to seek help. And what would you do? What would you recommend for them to do?
Mm-hmm. So for me, the definition of abuse is the misuse of power over someone else. And I know that there are those things happen in small ways and in big ways. And it really does leave behind wounds. You know, for me, what that abuse left behind was a lot of shame. Being a person who feels powerful now, I felt totally powerless in my situation. And for many years after, not really knowing how to heal, just get away is what I knew to do. And there's a lot of just disconnectedness I had to struggle through too. And so what I ended up doing, I did a lot of counseling. I love counseling. I think everybody should go to counseling. Counseling I did small support groups. I really just started swimming in the pool that was all things abuse related. I met a lot of amazing, amazing men and women who were in the same boat as I was and were trying to heal the same way I was. And that just, the passion just came where I could connect with them, they could connect with me, we could heal together. I mean, the power you have in two survivors coming together and just sharing their experience, the power, there's healing in the telling is what the phrase is. And there sure is, there really is. And so, I would encourage anyone who has come out of an abusive situation, whether it's spiritual abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, you name it, whatever it may be, to go get that help offered to you. And it be in layers. I will tell you that I'm not done. I don't anticipate. I'm here to run the race, so I always am learning, and I am continually practicing the things that I learned that help me to stay in a place of wellness, in a place of health. But take advantage of the resources that are out there. You're in an active abuse situation that is violent. There's all sorts of resources here in Phoenix or Phoenix Metro to reach out to. You could start by calling 211. It's the community resource line. We also have a list of resources we can give you at VOTV. If you email me, I can offer you those things too. What we do at Village of the Valley is not the crisis intervention, let's help you get out. What we do at Village of the Valley is come alongside you after you're in a safe and stable place, ready to do the work to heal. That's where we come in. I would highly encourage anyone who's been through that to do that work. It is life-changing. I had no idea who I was when I came out of that with those 8 years. Not only that, I was 22, so I was pretty young. Really didn't know who I was. So, as you travel through life, you try to uncover those things because you have a unique contribution to our community and you're needed and valued. So we want you a part of it. You got to do the work first to really allow yourself to get that healing space.
Yeah, so for those of you who are listening to this interview, and the recording is a little funky, it's like I'm seeing some freezing going on here and some echoing, but bear with us because this is really important stuff. So basically what Brandi is saying is find support. It is everywhere. It's in your local community. It's national. There's stuff online, get counseling, and find people that you can connect with, share your story with, and don't let shame stop you, because shame is a feeling and it will go away. It's an important feeling to feel, just like all of our other feelings. But try not to be afraid, because there are definitely people out there that know how you feel and can walk you through that, and you will feel better. Like Brandi just feels better these days. Brandi, what do you want your daughter to know about herself?
That's such a good question, Lisa. Goodness me. Well, she's fabulous. I want her to know her. She's creative and she's smart and talented and clever and witty. And, for me, with her, it's always been about being there for her no matter what. Her knowing that I'm there for her no matter what. She's got a lot to contribute. I see her, and I compare her to me at 16. And these are two vastly different people. I mean, my God, two vastly different people, thankfully, because she is more, I think, true to who she is than I ever was at 16. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm just excited, for when she becomes president. That's all I want. It's a small dream, just president. That's it.
Well, I have an amazing daughter as well. And we too were very different at 16. Sometime when we do our little retreat, I'll share those stories with you.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Just wasn't as perfect as I am now. I say that in total jest. I hope y'all know that. I know I'm not perfect. All right, let's see. I think we've covered most of this. What is it you love most about what you do now? And feel free to start to share a little bit more about VOTV and what you're doing and what you love about what you're doing.
So Village of the Valley was developed out of the passion that I have to serve women. I think women are incredible beings. I think that we are much more powerful than we realize we are. I think that when we make change, it reverberates throughout not only our family, but our community. And to me, that's special. So I get to participate with them as they navigate how to make transformation, right? Transformation is making a real dramatic change. And that's what we work on with them. We have a pathway program that is 6 months long, where they meet one-on-one with a coach for those 6 months, working towards 3 goals for themselves. And it can be self-worth or confidence or boundaries, you name it, personal development goals. And I love this because part of me, is a teacher. I'm a big sister to the core of my being. So I get real big sisterly. And I love to be in a space with a woman who is just sharing her heart, and I'm safe enough to share my heart with her. And that experience is incredible. It's incredible. I don't even understand why I get to do this as my life's work. I don't understand it, but I do, and it's amazing. And so we walk that journey together, and all I do is come alongside and support them as they put in the hard work of change. It's pretty incredible. I mean, they have access to small support groups also that are varied topics. They've got access to workshops that kind of enrich whatever a topic may be that our clients are struggling with. Mm-hmm. I keep saying we because we're a collaborative. It's not just me. I've got other coaches on the team who are working in these areas, and we come together and we create an atmosphere for change to be able to happen. We take it very seriously, and it's open to any woman who's committed to the change. 18 and over, that's it. That's the only parameter.
Okay. And you have a program. You have a laid out program for these women. They follow steps. They do exercises. They participate in one-on-one. They participate in the group. And through all of that, they come out transformed, having more confidence, feeling better about themselves, and really tapping into their own strengths. Is that correct? Is that fair to say?
That is very fair to say. Absolutely, yeah. Empowered to live out of their strengths is the key, right?
Empowered, and the other word I like is freedom. Like you have this, that, you know, if you have the freedom to express yourself and be yourself, you are empowered. And I think the two go together. So how can people support VOTV? Like, tell us what you would love for people to know about how they can support Village of the Valley.
Well, I love talking about Village of the Valley, so anybody who's interested and wants more information can easily reach out, and I would be more than happy to have a conversation, no problem. So supporting VOTV that way. We've got amazing clients who keep us going with referrals because they've experienced change and they want it for their friend who also is going through some stuff, right? So we have a great referral program. You know, we are a nonprofit and we charge for our pathway program. So that's a lot to cover and keep going. So we're always looking for people who want to, you know, invest back in the community. We are local here in Phoenix, so your dollars go back into our organization. Or if you own a business or work for a business who wants to partner with nonprofits in the Valley, consider us, because the work we're doing is changing not only the woman who makes it, but her children, her coworkers, the people around her. That ripples out. You know, I've had many women come back and tell me a story. They shared a particular practice with their daughter, and it changed their daughter's life on how she was thinking about herself or interacting with other people. Or they go to work and they don't quite take the same level of disrespect coming from people there. They set new boundaries and really create a better, safer environment for them, which people know that. And that reverberates throughout a workplace. It's not just a woman who benefits from our program, but the subsequent people that she interacts with in her community. That's why this is community-wide. If you care about women or families or mental health or anything, we are a really great place to invest your dollars in. We hope that you consider it too.
Okay, so where can people go to the website? Like, can you spell out the website? I can actually put it in the host chat here. I can type it in. So what should I be typing?
It's just villageofthevalley.org. That's our website. You can
valley.org.
You can find out more information there about some of the services we offer. You could take a coaching quiz to see if it's the right time to get a coach. There's also some ways that you can support the organization on there too. But yeah, I encourage everybody to check it out.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to donate some money, like $5 a month or $10 a month to an organization in Phoenix that could really use your help right now, or more if you want to. I'm not afraid to ask for money when I know it's for a good cause. And so I do want to encourage you, if you're looking for a place to support financially, you can write it off. So so do that if your heart feels led to do that. Yeah, so one of the things that Village of the Valley is looking for is space, you know, to have these conversations and these coaching sessions and group sessions and things like that. So there are goals that the organization has that they're trying to meet, and fundraising is one of them. So one way to get there. Anything else you want to add, Brandi, before we go?
Well, I would just encourage ladies out there, you know, if you've been doing something, if you've been living life a certain way for a while and it's just tired, if you're tired, I hear all the time how exhausted everyone is. Transformation, moving from point A to point B, is challenging. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you it's easy, because it is not easy. But to have a resource like VOTV to be with you in that process, man, that's a clear indicator it's time. And what's exciting too is we start our new semester up in July. We've got 3 appointments available that are left on the coaching schedule. So if you're watching this and you feel like it might be the time, definitely reach out for a consultation. You can also do that on the website there, schedule one. And I'd love to talk with you about it to see if we're fit for one another.
Okay.
Thank you, Lisa.
So, yeah, well, thank you, Brandi. I'm so glad that we were able to bring this topic to light. And so villageofthevalley.org, go there. You can find Brandi there. You could just email her through that website. Okay. So Brandi, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, and looking forward to continuing our relationship. And I'll talk to you very soon, I'm sure. Thanks everyone for watching, and please share this video so that we can get more support for Village of the Valley. Okay. Appreciate you all. Love you.